Hello everyone and welcome to the weekly analysis. So what this is looking at all of the trades that we've previously covered through the weekly analysis videos and just kind of giving you the outlook of the whole week really. So touching on first base with GBPUSD, we ultimately pushed and waited for our reversal zone to kind of reject this weekly level here at 1.2903. As we did eventually waited for that rejection, which we found here on the 20th of November. We found that push and ultimately rejected the second level, so we anticipated that move right there. So approximately around 50 pips was covered there. Now if you did take the opportunity to counter trade this rejection from that candle, this wick rejection here, there was a big opportunity to cover that, but we didn't unfortunately cover that as it was majority covered within the midday. So unfortunately we just missed upon that position, but nonetheless, moving on to our next pair, Euro USD. So not too much movement here. It was a kind of stagnant pair. Ultimately we was just waiting for Friday's news to take upon us, as obviously at the end of the week there was more news that caused that volatility. So when that happens on the Friday, if news happens majority based on the Friday, it causes an indecision through the week, and what that then leads to is more potential for the next and upcoming week. That's why I do believe this week will be a very good trading week due to a lot of movement and breakout of consolidation. So as you can see, there was a lot of movement towards the end of the week. So not too much covered here, but we did talk about this reversal zone, and unfortunately we didn't have that bullish sentiment to push us to the upside to get us convinced to buy into EURUSD. So I did believe that we had to wait for the end of the week really here. And this kind of comes across the whole of the other pairs really, as we can see for USDJPY, that the market did go sideways, but there was a lot of wick rejections coming into play here. As we can see, we broke our daily uptrend, and we didn't unfortunately come down into our reversal zone but make a convincing buy or sell here. So it was unfortunate to kind of see that, but you know, it's part of what the market structure showed at the time. And as I said, the majority of the US dollar news was predominantly at the end of the week, and also with the trade wars with China especially, this pair would give a lot of indecision, so hence why it's moving a lot sideways. So not too much movement here for USDJPY. Moving on to gold, still the same thing really, not too much of a push. We found that we came back comfortably into our reversal zone to the end of the week, but if we look at the candle size and the sentiment, we can see that there is a lot of bearish pressure here due to a lot of wick action here. So there isn't that much convincing between the buyers and the sellers. There is more sellers here due to more pushes against the bulls. So I would possibly look into taking some short trades next week, but obviously we'll cover that in the specific analysis video. But in terms of the outlook, there was not really too much of a push to be made or money to be made for gold. So finally, coming to our cryptocurrencies, with Bitcoin, there was no necessarily a position here. There was all just complete downfall. And what happens is if the news with the US dollar has obviously a big impact upon cryptocurrencies, so it's a lot of news influencing Bitcoin right now. So just from when we looked at it last week, just a huge pitfall dive straight through our reversal zone, clearing out multiple weekly levels and rejections, even killing out our monthly levels. So we'll look forward to seeing if we can retest any of these levels before we continue it to our downside. And obviously we will look into reanalyzing this pair on the on the next videos, which specifically look at how to take this pair further and capitalize on some of the trades, well, the potential trades here. And obviously, likewise with Ripple, it has the same sort of consequences with Bitcoin, with that relationship. As you do know, or you should do know by now, that you know, Bitcoin is always closely related to all its altcoins. So altcoin is Ripple. So we did kind of expect that we could potentially jump into our huge reversal zone. I know this is a very wide area. It's almost 200 pips, but with the volatility of cryptocurrency, sometimes it can cause price to just manipulate inside of these areas very quickly. So hence why these areas are quite big. But we did think, we did say that price could come all the way down into this area and potentially bounce off. But notice how price continuated and fell and broke and closed below our daily uptrend. So we need to reconsider our charts with the cryptocurrencies right now and look into that a little bit further. So yeah, not really too much movement here. I'm expecting a lot more movement for next week, but let's just see what we can analyze for the videos. But nonetheless, if any of these videos do help you at all, or do provide a little bit of benefit to your own trading, make sure you go ahead and give this video a like and subscribe to the YouTube channel for any future analysis videos that we provide. And yeah, so thank you very much for listening, and we'll catch you next week.